Kia ora koto katoa. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome back to our audience across the globe. We thank you for your patience as we worked on putting up our Facebook site and recreating the past lectures, talks, white paper conversations, dialogues held by the Center for Culture-Centered Approach to Research and Evaluation, or CARE. To give you a little bit of a context, in August, I had done a talk on cultural Hindutva and the production of Hinduphobia as a narrative to silence the critiques of Hindutva. Now, Hindutva is a nationalist, right-wing political ideology that seeks to construct India as a majoritarian nation. And this process of construction of India as a majoritarian nation happens through the work of producing the other, and particularly the Muslim other. Now, we see strands of Hindutva not just in India in terms of the incidences of marginalization of Muslims, the deployment of policies such as the Citizenship Amendment Act to disenfranchise Muslims, but also in the forms of violence such as the lynchings of Muslims. And this thread then also plays out in the Indian diaspora. So that CARE talk on Hindutva and Islamophobia had drawn attention from right-wing Hindutva trolls who had attacked the CARE infrastructure. The talks held by CARE were shared on groups that can be considered as groups with messages that are hateful, and this resulted in the CARE research team, which comprises women, minority community members, Muslim community members, felt concerned about safety, and we had to take down the CARE Facebook page to put the safety considerations into account, and then to bring back these talks and conversations. As we bring back these conversations, I want to remind you of a few things. The first is the concept of academic freedom here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, that is protected by the Constitution. The role of the academic as the critic and conscience of society is to interrogate the workings of power, and particularly in the ways in which these workings of power create forms of marginalization. Now, this has been at the heart of the work of the culture-centered approach and the work of CARE, particularly in our work with communities at the margins of the margins, seeking to build voice infrastructures for their voices to be heard and for these voices to articulate anchors for justice. So we will continue to build infrastructures for listening to the voices of the margins, and within the context of Hindutva, our work on listening to the voices of Muslims, particularly their experiences of and with Islamophobia, will continue to center our advocacy and our framing of questions of social justice. The second point I want to bring up is with reference to the social media policies with regard to engagement on this particular platform, but also all other platforms of CARE. You will see on the left-hand side of the screen, when you're facing the screen, guidelines about the social media policy. We invite debate, conversation, but the debate and conversation has to be based on evidence, has to be based on argumentation and engagement in argumentation, and has to be done in a way that is civil, inviting, and conversational. In fact, we have had some excellent debates and conversations with our lectures, white papers, and activist in residence series, and we look forward to continue having these conversations. I want to wrap up by having a message for the trolls, for the armies of hate that deploy hate as a strategy of silencing. to the extent that you draw upon our Facebook lectures or our Facebook content to circulate further hate, we will track you, we will monitor how that is being done, and we will make sure to incorporate that in our report to the relevant authorities. There is zero tolerance for hate in the work of CARE, and we will continue to pursue that framework in order to make sure that we have a conversational dialogic infrastructure that is safe, and particularly safe for communities who feel disenfranchised, who are at the margins of the margins. So thank you for your patience. We look forward to having you with us on this ongoing journey. We look forward to ongoing conversations, examining various forms of structural challenges, and really working through these conversations to explore how we can build a just, fair infrastructure that is anchored in the voices of communities at the margins.